Welcome to the other side of the story. This is a weekly program that addresses many issues that concern the citizen of the CSRA with your host, the Reverend Alexander Smith.
Welcome back to the other side of the story. Our next guest is David Matos. He is a middle school studies teacher in South Carolina, Aiken, South Carolina, and is a member of an organization called Aiken Peace and the United States campaign to end Israeli occupation. He came to tell us about those organizations and to do things locally to educate people about what's happening in Israel and Palestine. He has helped found the Aiken Peace organization in 2004 and is currently president of this organization. He has served Carolina Peace Resource Commission Resource Center in the Middle East. He is coordinating an effort of a 2-week interfaith peacemakers delegation. There he witnessed the occupation firsthand and met with both Israel Palestinian group. And in 2008 he was elected to the steering committee of the United States campaign to end the Israeli occupation, a coalition of over 250 groups across the United States working for peace between Israelis and Palestinians. He resides in Aiken, where he is a middle school teacher. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Would you care to tell our listening audience a little bit more about your organization?
Okay. Well, I've got a couple organizations there. One of them is Aiken Peace. We're a local peace organization that started in 2004. And that was based mainly on opposition to the Iraq War, but also we got involved with other peace issues, including nuclear disarmament and other possible wars, and of course the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that I work on specifically. So it was just a group to try to get in a very conservative place in Aiken, get the voices for peace together so that we could be more effective in arguing for peace. And since then we've done a lot of things since 2004. Mainly, we have many vigils and rallies on the anniversary of the Iraq War. And it seems since 2004, there's been a sea change in public opinion on the Iraq War. People think it was a mistake and that we needed to get out, which is what we've been arguing for this whole time.
Well, tell me, why should a person in Augusta be concerned about events happening in Israel, Palestine? Have those people just been fighting forever, and there's nothing that we possibly can do about it?
Well, there's some big misconceptions with it. One misconception that is this ancient religious conflict. It's actually a rather modern conflict over land that's just happened in the past century. It's not based on religion, it's based on two groups of people that are struggling over the same land. One group of people that came in, the Israelis, who needed a home, especially after what happened during World War II, and the people who were already there, the Palestinians, who are both Christians and mostly Muslims. And they were there and they were displaced. So that's one thing that's not true. It's not an ancient religious conflict. It's actually a modern conflict over land that only comes from this past century. So it's only been going on for at most 100 years. And it only officially started when Israel was created 60 years ago. So it's not an ancient conflict. It's not a conflict that we have nothing to do with. Actually, the U.S. has been very involved with this conflict. On the surface, it looks like the U.S. is doing its utmost to broker peace. We're actually deeply involved. Our aid actually fuels the conflict, I would say. We provide billions of dollars in arms. It's up to $3 billion a year. We've promised $30 billion over the next 10 years to Israel. And, well, at the same time we're trying to say make peace, we're also arming one side with all this weaponry. So there's a contradiction there. Instead of forcing peace on all sides and asking all sides to make peace, we're actually biased in this conflict. We're actually fueling the conflict by arming one side with a tremendous amount of weaponry that allows it to maintain the status quo. And when I talk about the status quo, that is Israeli occupation and control of Palestinian areas in the West Bank, control of Gaza, and in East Jerusalem. These are areas that are predominantly Palestinian, but they're under Israeli military dictatorship. So we talk peace, and our foreign policy talks peace, but at the same time we're arming one side to maintain the status quo instead of making peace.
So